today I did the beat battle, but I didn't record the process of me making it. I just kind of didn't have it in me to sit there in front of a camera for 2 hours. So I made my submission. We're going to hear Bishu's reaction first in the video here, and then I'll walk you through what we made. You'll hear it at the same time he hears it for the first time. Let's see what he thinks. I guess while we're waiting, I can play you the sample here. It's this clip of Porter.
Of when you're scrolling through all the different snare sounds you have in your folder and listening to a bunch of different ones, trying to pick the best one. So it sort of sounds like it'll be like, and so yeah, that's my
That's the sample. So we flipped that, turned it into kind of like a little chroma topper sort of thing, and it was supposed to be 160 BPM. It's some drum and bass. Tell me what you think of this. Here we go.
Kind of fun with this.
Let's go.
Like a frog. Ooh.
scrolling through all the different snare sounds you have in the folder.
Oh, the transition was bad though. Okay. You know, yeah. We're so close to a red so many times. I feel like today's idea started in a spot where like I really was excited. I was like honestly kind of disappointed that I hadn't recorded the process. The beginning idea I thought was really, really good. Again, the sample that Porter Robinson sound, just this guy here. It's just like that's the big part of it. Is the snares, and then
sounds like in the book.
He's got a little bit of a, a little voice parts as well. And I managed to flip that into this. Which is pretty cool. I thought it was pretty fun. It's just the original sample with a few layers going, like layering the drums on top of each other so that they're like all gridded up. So it's like do da da do dee do da da, and then putting just a chroma on top of it. I think I've actually deleted the original channel where I built this. Put a chroma on top of it, so you got the kind of in the key sort of sound with it, and then put it through a whole bunch of different shaper box instances with time shaper to like flip. This is the original sound. And then flip it into like or so stuff like that. It was pretty cool. And then I put it with a break beat. And then our melancholy groove. And originally it didn't have this bit crusher on it. And I was like, this is great. This is really cool. But the longer I went on with the process, the moment I put the bass in, originally I had the bass, I had like kind of the whole thing going together, and it was kind of like... And quickly, as I started to like try and layer things on top of it, it just really wasn't fitting well. And so I wanted to kind of put the I really liked this topper we had going. And I kind of wanted to put them all together. I tried like having to like be like basically having the last section be combined with the bits of the beginning section and having it all work, and it just didn't quite get there. It was like it was constantly in the way with itself. So I went with this new idea with having like kind of the chiptune bit at the beginning that then switches into the full beat. And I thought like one of the things that seems to impress Bishu the most is when people play with space well. And so I thought, this is kind of an easy way to have a moment of people going, whoa, is if I start with everything intentionally very small and kind of muted down into a smaller section of frequencies and then bring in the full spectrum, it'll be this kind of like, whoa, big hit moment, which you kind of saw from the people in chat too, being like, wow, that was a really cool drop. So yeah, this is the same idea 2 times, just one time in kind of Game Boy mode. And then... also don't know if it would have been a good video because I ran into problems with mixing where I just like the whole track is just so loud and the limiter is really banging here. Like, as it's getting a lot more into the limiter than I want it to, and this is with some pretty aggressive wave shaping and trying to put limiters on other things. It was a real issue that I couldn't quite figure out what I was doing wrong. The whole thing here is, I mean, it looks fine, but the top end, there's just so much more top end, I think, than there's supposed to be. Like a mix that'll sound good, you want the low end to be louder. You want to kind of have this like little like soft ramp down, and instead it's kind of the other way around. It's almost more going this way, or it's just flat, which it's fine. It's not bad. It's just there are also so many elements directly on top of each other. This drop bass or brass, which we used in, we built this on the I Am Here Tonight song. There's an episode somewhere about me building that sound. This is the guy from over here, just kind of pulled back farther in the mix. You put them on top of each other. They're right on top of each other frequency-wise, so you really don't hear this come through at all. And then I tried putting some like choirs to kind of warm up the midsection, because without it, it really starts to sound a little bit thin. But then more just added like a little color on top. I didn't really crush it down. I really feel like I made some sounds that were so huge that there really wasn't space for anything else around them. Even though this guy is kind of crunched into one spot, it's still, I don't know, it's still just taking up a lot of space. So yeah, it was a fun battle, and I did like the idea of these two things and the way they kind of like had this problem of the idea is cool, but it's kind of not. This sound and this sound weren't working together. So what if we made them two separate sections, and that made a really good use of the like full repeat we got of 16 bars and 16 bars here. Doing one idea twice, but in a very different sound, I think is a really easy way to kind of in these beat battles fill up this space without having to like completely reinvent a drop. Because I get so lost in like kind of dialing in one idea that then I get to the end and realize like, oh, I've got a whole extra repeat here and there's only 10 minutes left for me to do it. So this is an approach I'll probably take again more in the future, of kind of two different approaches to the same idea. The transition here is kind of fun too. We do have the drums gain up, we have kind of the low cut drop down, and then the down sampling and the resolution, and ultimately turning the bit crusher off for the drums here, so they kind of do this. And there's so many other kind of like layers that that transition you hear there doesn't really get picked up on. You got these three different things happening. Or actually, there's even more down here. This guy. There's a really cool little transition we built there with. This is the only other place where I'm actually using a sample from the original sample here. This guy is. That's Porter talking, and then this is just a guy from Chime's sample packs. Which is a really cool sound. I might like make sure I use that one more often. And then this guy we got off of Splice. I think those two combined to make a really nice sound. And then just a different breakbeat to give us a little bit of, you know, just a different transition there, kind of a jungle-y idea. So yeah, I think that was a solid transition. Overall, a lot of good layers here, a lot of good ideas. Ultimately, mixing was the problem, and I still don't love how much this is just like how aggressively this is hitting the stereo out, despite not feeling that loud. Actually, how loud is this right now? Okay, not that bad. Sitting around 8 LUFS in the instance, 9 integrated there. So yeah, that's all we did today. Built the beat battle, participated, got to enjoy them. Go back and enjoy the rest of the submissions here at the end. But thanks so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.